Hello, my name is Daniel, and as the name of this video implies, we are moving. Well, who's we and where are we going? So it's me and my wife, two dogs, and another critter I'm not going to mention yet. But if you make it over to my YouTube channel, you'll see her. There are some videos of her there. There's a reason why I don't say too much on her, but yet I do have videos up. Anyways, we are moving from Southern California to North Carolina. It's a hefty move. It's all the way across the country, coast to coast almost. Yeah, it rhymes. Coast to coast almost. It's 2,400 miles. And so this is a big undertaking for us, especially at our age. I'm 67. And my wife is younger. She's still working. She's an educator, but she's retiring at the end of this school year. I am semi-retired. I work part-time for the company that I retired from, which is Aerospace Manufacturing, but that is kind of on an on-call basis, so I can go months not do anything, and then I can get called in and work for months. I have a pretty good system worked out with them, which really helps me out quite a bit, and them too, or we wouldn't be doing it. You might, my wife and I are both born and raised in Southern California. We are natives, so this is not really an easy move. There'll be a lot of things I know I'll miss. The biggest one is one of the biggest, well, not the biggest one, but one of the biggest ones is the Southern California beaches. Raised up in the summertime, I was at the beach a lot, and I've had the skin cancer to prove it. So I will miss that. I will miss the Sierra Mountains. I'd like to go there in the fall and go fly fishing. So I'll have to pick up fly fishing in North Carolina. They have trout, so I'm fine with that. But anyways, I'll miss the Sierra Mountains. Those were always a favorite place for me. So yes, there are things I will miss. I'm sure there'll be things I like where I'm going, and there'll be things I don't like. It's subjective. I can't say I'm going to love it. I don't have a grass is greener view. Well, not too much. I do on the expense side. I'm not looking through this with rose-colored glasses or anything like that. I take it seriously. And I am nervous about it, too. So one of the main reasons for moving is cost of living. We will both be retired, and California is expensive. I'm sure you know that, no matter where you are in the country. You hear especially about gas prices. Our gas prices here are astronomical. The highest in the state. State income tax is highest in the state. Gas is highest in the country. State income tax is highest in the country. I'm sure there are other highest. Can't think of them right now, but I know they're there. We have people we know who are already there. There's family will be coming with us. My mother-in-law is coming. She's getting her own place. Son-in-law, or stepson, excuse me. Stepson is supposed to be also moving there. His wife wants to finish school here first, though. I wish my daughter and my son-in-law would come, but that's another thing. I'm hoping maybe we can reel them in soon. So I'll go over some of the cost of living differences here. I thought some people out there may find this interesting, what it takes to make a move like this. And it'll be, a few different videos, hopefully, on it. And just to go over to some of the comparisons of California to North Carolina, on average, and this is on a current website, I've seen it as high as 22% lower than California. And it probably depends on when they gathered their information, how current it was. The one I was at just a little while ago is 14.6% lower on average than California. and I don't know if this was specifically Southern California, but that's what I'm going off of. So restaurants, 17.8% less to eat out at a restaurant in North Carolina compared to Southern California. Groceries, and this is the closest actually, is 2.2% less in North Carolina. Transportation, I'm not really sure what they mean by transportation, but it says 9.3% less. That may be like public transportation, things of that sort. Housing, this is one of the big ones. 22.9% less in North Carolina. Clothing, and again, these are all on averages, is 6.5% less. Electricity is one of the big ones. Now, in California, we have a two-tiered system, and actually I think it's more than 2 tiers. It's broken down a lot more than 2 ways when I see the bill. But just going off what I pulled off of SoCal Edison, they're showing basically 2 tiers. So the base tier, which everybody starts in every month, and once you get above a certain kilowatt hour use, you jump up into the next tier. I don't know of anybody who stays in the low tier. I think it's just not doable. So California is 30 cents per kilowatt in the base tier, and then when you jump up to the next tier, it's 40 cents per kilowatt. In North Carolina, I can only find one price, and this was in the Morganton area where we're moving to. That was 9.5 cents per kilowatt. So that's a huge difference if you're running AC. In California, Southern California, we were originally a desert. Doesn't look like a desert anymore, but it still gets hot like one. And we have 2 months out of the year that are toasty. And we can have a bill that'll hit $400. It just depends on the month or the temperature. When I was in North Carolina last summer, my wife and I took a road trip there to check it out. I asked a few people, and they seemed to say, and I asked specifically for the hot time of year, and they were saying if it hit 250, it was high. So that tells me a lot. Gasoline, the current cost according to AAA in Southern California is $4.51 to $4.60 a gallon. I'm not sure what grade that is. I get regular. The price right now is actually running low. We're on the low $4, $4.20-ish. I think is what I paid the other day for gas. Gas per gallon in the North Carolina Morganton area, according to today's figures, is $2.39 a gallon. That's half of what we're paying here. When we were there last July, I believe we paid $2.60 to $2.80. So, like your gas is a commodity. It goes up and down. Vehicle registration. I have a 2019 Ford Ranger, so it's six years old. No, it's more than 6 years old. It's 7 years old. It'll be 7 years old this year. I re-registered it, or renewed my registration in September of last year, and it was $360 to $380, somewhere in that. And I just looked before starting this video on what it would cost me to register, a yearly register. When we first moved there, I'll have to get license plates, stuff like that, so it'll be a little more, but registration costs were $46.25 for a private truck, 4,000 pounds or less. That's a big difference from $360. This is every year. I'm not I don't know what, or have not looked up what the cost of car insurance, you know, issues like that are. But those are just a few of the differences, and that's the main motivator for us to leave. There are other motivators. I won't get into that because then that's politics, and yeah, well, you know about politics. Our condo goes on the market. We have a condo, about 1,100 square feet. It's 3 stories, so the garage is underneath, main living level, bedrooms upstairs. That goes on the market next month in March. And what I hope to share more or in future videos are the cost for the movers, which I'm right now researching, looking into them. And I just like, oh my God, that's a crapshoot. So for me, I'm probably going to stay with the companies that have been around the longest. We may pay more. I've never had to use a long distance mover, so I have no comparison at all. Our friends that moved there, just a few months ago, actually, last year, they used the pods system. They didn't use pods, but they used that system where you load up everything and they come pick it up and take it out there. And my wife asked her, because it's her friend that moved, and their cost to do that portion of the move was like around $12,000. So I'm expecting anywhere around 10 to 15,000 to be the cost to move our place. We have a lot less stuff than she did. Her husband was a contractor, so he still has a lot of tools that went, and I know they rented a trailer also. I don't want to do that. I want everything to go in one truck and show up at a place. I don't want to do the loading. I don't want to do the unloading. I've had multiple back surgeries, and I don't care to have any more. So my wife has already started packing. Things have been disappearing off the walls. She's put me to shame because she's already done way more than I have, and I have a lot to go through. I do lapidary work. I have machines in the garage. I have rocks in the garage I got to go through. It will be fun. So anyways, yeah, like I said, I will try and share moving expenses, and I hope to also show you houses we're looking at, and I'll put pictures, show you the costs. And when we were there last summer, we hooked up with a realtor, so they send us weekly updates on the housing in the area we're looking into, which is Morganton, North Carolina, if I didn't mention that before. And I think that's it for now. I hope to be sharing more. I'm not sure, this is new to me. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope we keep in touch. Have a good day.